Texas is considered one of the best states to live in if you're a disabled veteran. From no property taxes for 100% rating, to free admission into state parks, exemptions for vehicle registrations, ID renewals, and even education benefits for spouses and dependents. But if you're going to live here in Texas, how much is the roof over your head going to cost you? And is homeownership even something attainable for veterans in this market? In this video, I'm going to outline how much home a 100% disabled veteran can afford in this market within the state of Texas. I'm going to be using a family of 4, which would be the veteran, a spouse, and 2 dependents. So the first thing we need to look at is the disability chart. As you can see from the chart, a veteran with a spouse and 1 dependent would receive $3,971.78. But you'll also see the lower chart that shows how much added compensation they will receive for each added dependent. So we're going to also be adding an additional $100.34 to our total, which brings us out to about $4,072 per month. Keep in mind, this is all non-taxable income. So this is going to be money that you're going to be receiving each and every month. Now that we know how much income we have, we need to talk about some of the qualifying factors in regards to using the VA loan. One of the things that you need to be aware of is credit score. The VA guideline actually has a no credit score requirement. However, the VA loan is not something done by the Department of Veterans Affairs. It's actually done by independent mortgage lenders or brokers, which means that they're going to have their own rules and overlays on top of the VA guidelines. Majority of lenders have a credit score, I would say roughly between about 600 to 620. You could even find some that will go as low as 580. Another thing to keep in mind of is bankruptcies, charge-offs, and collections. The VA loan is actually very lenient towards different credit ratings and histories. So if you have some of the things that have affected you financially or on your credit, that is not going to be a complete disqualifier for you. They're going to be looking at things called compensating factors, which could be a varying set of things that help strengthen your file. This could be minimal debt, money saved, or even a minimal increase in your housing expense on the home that you're buying. There are several other compensating factors that could fit your scenario, but the important thing to do here is talk to a VA loan specialist to help find out exactly what your qualifying standards look like. You don't want to just talk to a loan officer or any mortgage lender. You want to talk to somebody who specializes in the VA loan and has a track record of helping other veterans achieve homeownership. If you would like help getting connected with somebody that can help you with this journey, simply click the link in the description below and me and my team can connect you with somebody to take care of you throughout this entire process. So now that we know the minimum qualifying standards, it's time to dive a little bit deeper. Have you ever heard of a phrase, debt to income? Debt to income is something that's used for all different types of loans to determine how much money you have coming in versus how much money that you have going out. Conventional loans will require 50% or less. FHA, 57% or less. USDA, 41%. But what about VA? VA loan actually does not have a debt-to-income ratio requirement. They use a little thing called residual income. The VA just cares about how much money that you have coming in versus how much money you have going out, dependent on your total household size. So let's bring up the residual income chart. As you can see, a family of 4 living in the state of Texas or the southern region is going to have at least $889 left over after all of their bills are paid, including their new mortgage. But there is a little bit of an asterisk here. You see, whenever your debt-to-income ratio exceeds a certain amount, the VA is going to increase your residual income requirement by an additional 20%. So we're going to add that in now, just in case, so that way we can use a more worst-case scenario. This is going to take our residual income amount from $889 to $1,067 as the minimum amount we have to have left over. If you've gotten value from this video thus far, do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. Share it with another veteran or with someone that you know of that serves veterans. Either way, this channel was created to help as many veterans and as many people possible around the real estate and mortgage space. And I would love it if you would subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and just let me know what you want to see more of created so that I can continue to add value to you. Okay, so now we have our income of $4,072. We're going to subtract the residual income requirement from that of $1,067, which brings our total to $3,005. This means if we have no debt, according to the VA guidelines, and obviously if we have a strong file, that our monthly payment can be up to this much. Now, I'm not saying that you should go and spend this much or make your monthly payment this high. What I am saying is this is just according to what the guidelines state is possible. If you have debt, however, we're going to also need to subtract that from our total amount of $3,005 that we had left over. So let's just go ahead and say that you also had a total debt monthly of about $800. This is going to bring our total amount available to $2,205 for this scenario as well. So scenario 1, we have no debt, and that allows us to get up to about $3,005. Scenario 2, we have about $800 a month in debt, and that's going to allow us to get up to $2,205. Keep in mind, for both scenarios, this is factoring in principal, interest, homeowners insurance, and any other maintenance fees or HOAs that are associated with your total monthly payment. If you'll notice, the one thing I didn't mention though was property taxes, because in the great state of Texas, a 100% disabled veteran is exempt from paying property taxes. Okay, so what are the possibilities for these two scenarios? So I'm going to show you 3 areas that are going to be probably the most common places that veterans are moving to: San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. The median home price in San Antonio is about $300,000. In Houston, it's $305,000. And in Dallas, it is right at about $344,000. Okay, so now we have the median home price for these scenarios, but what about the interest rate? At the time I'm recording this video, the average interest rate on a 30-year fixed VA loan is ranging right at about 6.75. Now, this could vary as time goes on over the life of this video, but I just want to give you guys a disclaimer as to roughly what the average interest rate is based on national data. All right, so let's go to San Antonio and break down to see if we can afford the median sales price. So I've entered in $300,000, and I've also entered in 6.75 as our interest rate. The next thing that I did was I put in about $120 per month for homeowners insurance. Remember, you are not going to have to worry about property taxes. What I did not do is I did not enter any maintenance fees, HOAs, or anything like that, because that is a very specific item, and I feel like it can only skew our data here. So I just want to use the most common things based on all of these areas, which is your principal, interest, and homeowners insurance, because that's going to be something that's going to give us the most accurate analysis. As you can see from this monthly payment breakdown, our total monthly payment is going to be $2,066 for a $300,000 home in today's market. That means that this is something that is very doable for a 100% disabled veteran with no other income, a family of 4, and they are wanting to either move to San Antonio or they're already there. But what about Houston? Let's check that one out. Our home price is going to go up a little bit by about $5,000 to $305,000. We're going to use the same interest rate, and we're also going to use the same homeowners insurance. So we have a grand total of about $2,098 if you want to round that up to $2,100. But that is still something that is very doable for both a 100% disabled veteran that has no debt and also the veteran that has about $800 a month in debt and still has a little bit of money left over. But now let's check out Dallas. In Dallas, our price is going to jump the most here. This is going to bring us up to about $345,000. This is about a $40,000 to $45,000 difference between the other two areas, but our monthly payment is going to be $23.58. So we're still using the same homeowners insurance premium and also the same interest rate, but our monthly payment is going to have the biggest jump here. This is something that is very doable for the veteran that does not have any debt, but for the veteran that does have debt based on the scenario that we were using, this would be something that's out of reach. Now, it doesn't mean that Dallas is a bad place for them, and it doesn't mean that they shouldn't move there. It just means that they're going to have to lower their expectations and go into a lower price point. If you'd like access to the VA loan analysis that mortgage lenders use to qualify you for a VA loan, or you want to get access to the real estate report cards that I use based on all these different areas, click the link below and I'll be happy to share that with you. At the end of the day, Texas is a phenomenal place to be for the veteran community. So whether you're moving here or you're already here, you want to get connected with people that are going to help you not only find out what you qualify for and walk you through the VA loan process, but are also going to help you find a place you and your family call home. So if you want help going through this entire process, click the link in the description below and me and my team are happy to help you.